Hello everyone, greetings from touristic central in Istanbul. Here sightseeing with my wife today. It's a beautiful Saturday afternoon, and I thought I'd do a little Q&A to kind of keep point with you guys who I'm so grateful have subscribed to Kult America. So let's get into it then. First question, Ryan, do you want to be born again and live in Poland? Or do you like life as it is right now? Well, I don't really need to be born again to live in Poland because, in a sense, when I was 23 years old, I was born again into Poland and I started my new life. And I guess I could also read into that question in a different way. Would I have preferred to be born Polish? And the simple answer to that is I wouldn't change things even if I could. Obviously, it would be a little bit easier if I was a native speaker of Polish, but I think having English as a native language gives even more advantages. So I'll just keep working on my Polish, keep enjoying my life in Poland, and continuing my born-again Polish experience. Ryan, what are the guitars that you have in your studio? That is a great question. For those of you that don't know, my backgrounds are as a musician. I played in a band called Let Me Introduce You to the End for many years, and well, it seems that we have some kids coming to visit us here.
Hi girls.
Oh, I guess they deserve a lira for that. Well, yeah, okay. Actually, they got Polish money.
What's your name? What's your name? Kasia.
No English. Okay, thank you, girls.
Surya.
Surya.
Sulia. Okay. All right. Okay. Bye, girls. Bye. Bye. I gave her the money. My friend's got the money. Damn, these kids don't joke around. And actually, I do joke around because I gave them Polish money. They're not going to be shit with that.
Yes, it's weird.
Anyway, sweet girls. All right, so back to the question. What's up with the guitars in the studio? Well, my background is as a musician, and in my heart, I still feel that I am, even if I didn't really achieve any commercial success with it. So at the bare minimum, at least I could be identifiable with my guitars, even if I'm doing this YouTube thing. So who knows, maybe someday I'll surprise you guys and put some music on this channel or play some concerts. So hint by hint. All right, Ryan, why do you hold so much animosity towards the States? That is a total misconception. I don't feel animosity towards any nation. I've said it before, I really like to consider myself a citizen of the world, and I can be sitting here in a Muslim country that have values that I don't personally agree with, but enjoy myself all the same and find beauty within the culture that is here. I have the same feelings towards the States. I often point out things that I don't like about the States, the overdue commercialism, the obesity, the tension between different cultures and races, and I feel like the whole country kind of is not exactly going insane, because all my life it's basically been insane, and if you grow up in that, you might complain about it from time to time, but maybe I'll go there and make some videos about things I like in America. Hell, if you guys look back at the video I made standing in 3 states at once, you'll see a lot of the beautiful sides of America, and I feel like more than anything I've been optimistic towards the country. The fact that I escaped to Europe and started a new life elsewhere should not insinuate hate against my home nation. And with that being said, I don't often criticize Poland. It's not even that I don't feel it's my place, but I don't feel it is in my interest to do so. But being a native from the United States, I have every right and opportunity to criticize the things that I didn't enjoy when I lived there. But for example, I don't vote in the United States of America because I don't live there. So as life goes on, I find that I'm voicing an opinion of someone from there, but someone who's also become a bit of an outsider. Alright, Ryan, what inspired you to create this channel? Actually, I've already answered that before in one of my previous Q&As, so you guys can look back and check that out. This next one is good. Ryan, why do you always wear black? Actually, there's no philosophy to me wearing black. It's true that I don't own any colorful clothing, and from time to time I would buy clothing with color, but I just don't like the way I look or feel when I wear it. When I was a teenager, I was really quite gothic, and I had like jet black hair and makeup on my eyes and stuff like that, so maybe I just never really outgrew the goth image entirely, but my mom says that since the time I was a little kid, I gravitated toward darker colors, and so I just dress how I dress. There's no real philosophy behind it. Okay? Ryan, what is your favorite video on the Kult America channel? I have a few favorite videos. Actually, I'm going to go out and say the series, Standing in 3 Places at Once. So standing in 3 countries at once, or standing in 3 states at once, are my total favorite videos in terms of the adventure value, because those videos were very hard to make. We went to great ridiculous lengths to do something completely stupid, and I really got off on the whole mission of the experience, and so that's kind of my favorite. But also there was one episode, it's not very popular in Kult America, where we visited Viktor Yanukovych's house in Ukraine, and that fucking blew my mind to see just how greedy and disgusting this scumbag was at the expense of his own people. And there's a lot of talk about the state of Ukraine and the history of Ukraine, and well, being as I'm not from Ukraine, of course, I'd never fully understand that, but going inside of this guy's house and seeing what contrast it gives to the rest of what you'd find in Kiev, it just totally blew my mind. And if you haven't seen that video, please definitely check it out. Ryan, do you want Poland to become a multicultural cattle? Okay, well, I wouldn't have phrased the question in that way, but I'm actually kind of glad that it was asked, because people often tell me that I'm like a gay propagandist, or that I want to spread Islam, or that I'm Jewish, or you know, all these kind of crazy misconceptions, and I want to straighten it out a little bit. First thing about me is that I'm an atheist, so I don't really follow any religion. I was brought up as a Catholic, left the church when I was about 17 years old, actually. I talked about that on the podcast with Władek Markowicz, so if you click the card, you can hear me talk about how I became an atheist. And the way I feel, I live in a Catholic country, and I've come to terms with that, of course, but I certainly don't want any more religions to be spread inside of Poland, and I really love Poland the way it is, so I wouldn't want to change anything. And it feels hypocritical at times, because although I am ethnically 50% Polish, I'm indeed from a different culture. You know, the first 24 years of my life had an impact on who I am today. So, in a sense, having children in Poland, living in Poland, some might make the argument that even if it's in small increments, I'm changing what Poland is today, like butterfly effect. I wouldn't wish for Poland to change. So it might be hypocritical, but even in the United States, you know, if you talk with Mexicans, they don't wish for more Mexicans typically to move into the States, and they often work as a border patrol to keep other people from Latin America out. So I don't think it's a typically like unique thing, but I want Poland to be Polish. I love it the way it is, and I wouldn't change it. So I think that is a really good place to end. I am with my lovely bride, and we're going to continue sightseeing. And I think she's happy because, you know, at 35 years old, sometimes it might seem just a tad bit silly to be making YouTube videos when you're on a nice trip with your bride. Thank you guys for watching Kult America. Please subscribe. If you have questions for the next Q&A, give them in this video. I'll try to answer everything. Don't be shy.